Hi there, welcome to my June TBR. So for June, I decided to keep it kind of simple. I read a lot in May, so I want to, and like none of it was on my TBR. So I just wanted to keep my TBR kind of simple and just leave myself some space for mood reading and stuff in the month of June. I only have, like I said, 5 things here that I definitely want to read, and then I have my TBR jar that I am still going to pick from, even though, as you'll see, I haven't really been doing that great reading my TBR picks, my TBR jar picks. The ebook that I'm going to be reading, it is The Winter's Kiss, which is the 3rd book in the Winter's Curse trilogy. I don't remember what I rated the first 2 books. I think I gave The Winter's Curse a 3 and The Winter's Crime a 4. I think the 2nd book definitely improved, so I'm hoping that the 3rd book will be like a really strong finish to the trilogy. For my physical books, 3 of them are going to look very familiar, and one of them is actually just a continuation of a series that I had started a long time ago, and it seems kind of relevant now, so we'll get into that. Okay, so the first one is actually one of my TBR jar picks from last month, and that is Pandora's Daughter by Iris Johansen. Yeah, this is what I meant. It's gonna look familiar. This is my top pick, like the thing that I wanted to read the most from my TBR jar in May. So I didn't get to it because I was mood reading, so I was reading a bunch of stuff that wasn't on my TBR, like I said. So I'm really hoping to get to this in June. The next book that I have been saying I was going to read for the past 2 months and haven't gotten to yet is Girl Overboard by Justina Chen. Hopefully this month I will actually get to this. It's going to be kind of a winter in June type situation, I guess, because snowboarding in June seems very appropriate, right? We're just going to say that's fine. Becoming by Michelle Obama. I actually finally picked this up and started reading it, and I loved it from the first page of what I've read so far. She is just so inspiring. So I am just so excited that I finally picked this book up, and I'm hoping to finish it in the month of June. Something that is very timely, like as I said, it's pretty appropriate for now. And that is A Storm of Swords by George R.R. Martin, which is the 3rd book in A Song of Ice and Fire. It's been a while since I read the first 2. I took kind of a break because they are chunky suckers, and they definitely are kind of a commitment to read. And I'm not planning on finishing this in June, but I do plan to, read a big chunk, like a good chunk of it, and get a decent way through. And I was just kind of put in the mood after I watched the series finale of Game of Thrones. I was like, oh, I really kind of want to go back into that world. I'm not done with it yet. So yeah, I will be picking this up in June. Finally, I have my TBR jar. I'm going to pick 3, and as usual, I have failed every month since I started this channel. But as usual, the plan will be pick 3, read at least 1. And again, I kept my TBR pretty simple for the month of June, so hopefully I will be able to get to whatever I pick out of here. This is always fun. Like, the reading I'm not so great at, but I do like the picking. The picking is fun. So let's go for this one. And it is... Oh no. No. Oh, A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. I bought this like years and years and years ago when I was like, oh, I'm going to try to be better about reading classics. I'm not that girl anymore. I know that I'm not huge on classics. Like I have classics that I absolutely love. Like The Count of Monte Cristo and Pride and Prejudice. Like, there are definitely classics that I enjoy, but for the most part, I'm not somebody that's just going to pick up a classic and be like, oh, it's so beautiful. It's the best book I've ever read. I know this is a loved classic, but I'm just not, I'm not a classic kind of girl. But maybe, we'll see. I have had this book, like I said, for a very long time. So we'll see if I pick it up this month. Let's go for number 2. Let's just dig all the way down to the bottom and pick one out quick and hope it's better than Charles Dickens. Okay, so I got this one, and this is, ooh, something in a completely different vein. Hot Ice by Nora Roberts. This sounds like a woman well, a woman is hijacked, like her car is hijacked by a leather-clad stranger. And they end up going on the run together. They're running from people that are trying to kill him, I assume. And they end up in Madagascar, and they are just running for their lives. It sounds like kind of like an action thriller, but it's Nora Roberts, so there's probably a little bit of smexy time thrown in there. I will read this, I think. I was talking about mood reading in June, and actually this sounds kind of like what I'm in the mood for. So there's a very good chance that this will actually get read. Yeah, we'll see how it goes in my June wrap-up, obviously, but I think, like I said, there's a very good chance that this will be read. Much better of a chance than Charles Dickens, at the very least. Let's go for my final pick. I think I will just reach in and grab one real quick. That's 2. Get off. Okay, this one. And this one is... I'm feeling really good because at the very least I have one book that I think is actually calling me, so, you know. Yeah, this one ain't getting read. I can tell you that right now. The Historian. The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. Elizabeth Kostova is a book. It's a novel chronicling the history of Vlad the Impaler, who was kind of like the basis for Dracula. And it's just about a woman who's like tracing the history and trying to connect it to the modern world that they live in. Obviously, I don't know much about this. I know that my brother gave it to me. I think he said it wasn't his type of book. It's chunky, but it actually, like, I just read kind of like the synopsis on the flaps and like the thing on the back, which the thing on the back drew me in immediately. That's why I was like, no, I don't think this is the book I was thinking of. But yeah, I think this actually does have a good chance of being read. I don't know if it's my type of book either, but yeah, because it's either just going to be really long and wordy and kind of boring, or it sounds from the blurb like it could actually be really good. So I might give this a shot this month. This was my 3rd TBR jar pick, and yeah, I think it was another good one. Maybe we'll see. Has anyone like read this? Did you read this? Do you know anything about it? Like, is it entertaining? Is it boring? Let me know, because I really, out of the 3 books, I think this is the one I know the least about, and like I can get the least amount of like feeling off of this. Like, I know Charles Dickens is going to be boring. And I know Hot Ice is kind of like calling to me. That's the kind of thing I'm in the mood for. But this, I can't really tell if I'm going to enjoy it or not. Here is my TBR stack for the month of June. I'm going to put it down because the Historian's making it really heavy. Let me know what you plan to read in the month of June, and let me know if you've read any of these books and if you think I would like them. And I will see you next time. Bye.